There's also a fourth reason for this training. Fourthly, we are here because of God's method of carrying out His strategy. Now, once again, on the screen you can see that God's method is in yellow and underlined, so take a moment to write God's method in your notes. God's method of carrying out His strategy is found in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2. Once again, get your Bible and turn now to 2 Timothy 2:2. This is a very important passage. Once again, I want to ask you to underline this verse. And maybe in the margin of your Bible, you could write God's method of carrying out His strategy. Now, what is that method? How is God going to fill the earth with His glory? How is God going to reach all of the ethnic groups of this world? Well, here's the answer. I want you to do this. I want you to hold up your index finger like this. Go ahead. Hold up your finger like this and do this. Because that's the answer. You see, God's method of reaching the world is people. God's method is you. Now look at 2 Timothy 2:2. Paul says, "And the things you have heard me say in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to reliable men who will be able to teach others also." Now, I want to say a couple of things about that verse. First of all, how the Bible uses the word men. When the Bible uses the word men like it does in this passage, it's not just talking about male people. It's also talking about female people. It's talking about mankind made up of both men and women. Now, why do I say that? Because God is raising up women all over the world that are becoming mighty workers for God. Pastors, evangelists, church planters. Do you know that in the countries of Korea and China, the majority of the church planters are women? So if we're going to finish the Great Commission and reach all of the ethnic groups of the world, we have got to have the help of the women as well as the men. Now, the second thing I want to say about this verse is that this verse is talking about you. Did you know that you are in the Bible? That's right. The Bible is not just about Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Peter, and Paul. The Bible is also about you. In fact, there are many places where you are in the Bible, and this is one of them. So understand this. God's method for reaching the world is to train leaders like you who will in turn train other leaders. So when this conference is, this training series is over, you are not going to take your workbook and put it someplace where you can't find it. No, you're going to use it to train other people with the same understanding that you are gaining. But there's also a fifth reason for this training series. Fifthly, we are here because of Christ's mandate to His church. Now write that in your notes, Christ's mandate. We call that the Great Commission. By the way, we don't call it the Great Suggestion or the Good Idea, but it's the Great Commission. And as I told you earlier, I believe the Great Commission can be completed in this generation if you and I and the rest of God's people will be serious about it. So what's the purpose of this conference? It is to partner with Jesus and to partner with each other to help reach those who have not heard and to finish the Great Commission. Write finish in your notes, and to impact the world around you in the process.